Hi everyone. Today we're going to do the handwriting page for the letter T. Okay? Yesterday we did phonics. Today we're going to do handwriting. And I know we did it on Tuesday on our Zoom in our small groups. So you guys are already going to be experts, aren't you? But I'm going to just do a quick little lesson. I was so happy when we get to this letter because when the first letter we do the letter M first. And that's actually a pretty hard letter. And then after that we do the letter S. And that's actually a pretty hard letter. So when we get to T, it's kind of like, whew, this is an easy one, right? A vertical line with a horizontal line on top, lowercase t, a vertical line with a little horizontal line in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna move this closer so you can see. I've got my Timothy Tiger up there. I've got my tiger poster here, and I've got the T in the middle. I'm going to get as close as I can, and I'm just going to put a little bit of light. Well, it's just surprising how much the light makes a difference. So I put a little light coming from there. Now there's a glare. Sorry about that. Usually I have that all figured out ahead of time. Close the shades. I think now we don't have as much of a glare. Okay, so I drew my colored lines on the board. You don't have to do that. And boys and girls, when you do that handwriting page, it does not have the colored lines. But it's easier for me to teach because I can say we're going to start our capital T up in the sky. And the sky is blue, so I drew a blue line. And I'm going to make myself a dot. Okay, on your paper, the dots are already there. You don't have to make them. And I'm going to start with a straight line down. Okay, now you go to the ground. It doesn't mean you start up here and go all the way down to the bottom of the board, right? And then I jump like a frog, come back up to the top. I don't go down and up because I would get a loop, wouldn't I? And then I'm going to put a straight line on the top and try to get that as straight as you can. Okay, that one was a little hard to see. Let's come a little bit closer. All right, let's make a few more good ones and then we'll make some silly ones, okay? All right, here's another good one. Straight down, as straight as you can get it, and straight across. We made two good ones. So if we were in the classroom, I would be looking at kids' papers and maybe putting little stars on the top. Okay, now let's make one that's not so good. I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna go like that. Is that a good one, boys and girls? I can see the line here, but can you see the line on the top? No, sometimes kids make it too short and I can't see it. Or they make it way too long. Does our T need to have a line that long? No, it doesn't. So I'm just gonna erase a little bit of this and a little bit of that and make it just right, okay? How about this one? This one we're going to put a straight line down and I'm gonna come to the top and I'm gonna, is that a good one? Is that nice and straight on the top? No, it's not. So I would, this part was fine, but I would erase that. And I saw a lot of kids when we did this on Tuesday on your boards, a lot of kids were just making them like this. So that's a good T, but it doesn't touch the top. It doesn't touch the bottom. So make sure you use those lines. Now, let's go ahead and go on to lowercase because that was super easy, wasn't it? So I'm going to make a lowercase. It's almost the same. We get to start with a nice straight line. But this time, instead of jumping to the top, we're going to go right to the middle and put a line across. Let's make another good one. Straight line down like we're making a one. Okay, jump to the top. Not all the way to the top. Oh, I shouldn't have said top. I'm sorry, to the middle. And I make a straight line across. Now, parents, if you're watching, sometimes you see T's and they start here. And they don't start at the tippy top. Or sometimes you see a T that starts at the top, but then they cross them here. Okay, those are T's, but it's just not the way we make them. Okay, so our handwriting, we have a whole set of handwriting cards above our whiteboard in the classroom. I did not bring those home, and we go by that. So we go all the way down. It's just a different style of font, okay, and different style of printing. All right, there we go. Sometimes you even see a T with a tail on it. That gets ready for kids for cursive, okay, and that's called Danielian print, but we don't do that either. We used to do that, okay. So just straight line down and across in the middle. Big T, little t. It's going to look like this. Okay, I know you guys are going to do a good job because you've already practiced and you already made some T's yesterday when we did the phonics pages. So this shouldn't take very long to explain. Today, let me move this all the way down so it's a little closer to the desk. and I will show you that I got the handwriting page out of the red folder. Okay, we've done 3. This is our third one. We did M first, and then S, and now we're doing T. So you have 3 rows. Well, first we're going to write our name. Name at the top, name at the top. Always, always, always write your name at the top. I'm writing Mrs. J, just to save time. Okay, now, if you want to trace these, you can. They're not gray, they're not dotted, but you can trace them. And then I'm going to jump all the way over to that first dot, and I'm going to move this because I don't like writing on top of the folder. I really like writing on a flat surface, and I have a pencil. Please no marker, please no crayons. This is a handwriting page. When we're writing words and letters and numbers, I really want pencil. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of crayon and markers on numbers, and I really, really want you to write with pencil because then you can fix it if you make a mistake, okay? It's not coloring. Unless it's tracing, that's different. All right, now I'm going to make a straight line down, jump back up to the top, put a straight line at the top. So just like I did on the board, I did a beautiful T. Okay, now the dot's there, so I don't need to put my 2-finger space down. If there was no dot, I would say put 2 fingers space so that they're not squashed. But there is a dot there, so I'm just going to go to the second dot, and let me go ahead and finish this row. So I made all good ones, and I think your kids will too, because as long as they take their time. If they start going too fast, then you get ones that, like, how about this one? Do you like the one I just made? It's a T, but it doesn't start on the top and it didn't end on the bottom. And if your kids start doing that, just you got to kind of sit with them and say, no, you start on the dot, and you could even make them another dot on the bottom. You go from the top to the bottom, but you don't go underneath. That's where the roots grow. We don't want to put our T's down there with the roots. They go from the sky to the grass. Okay, I'm just going to make a few more, and then I'm going to jump down to the little T's. Now, on this page, you see that they didn't start them on the tippy top, but we want you to, okay? It's just a different style. So straight down and then right to the middle. It's just much easier to remember. Straight, start on the top. Looks like I'm making a number 1, but now I'm going to jump to the middle and put a straight line. Okay, and again, we don't want a line. We don't need the line this long, do we? No, but you have to have it long enough so I can see it. If you do it too short, then I can't see it. So when you're done with your T's, you're going to go to the next page. Okay, this is a writing page. It's from a book that we use called a dictionary. And I normally don't do these because usually in the classroom I have a homework page that I have the kids come up with 5 words that start with each letter, and they do it for homework, and we save them and we make an ABC scrapbook. I wasn't going to do that to you guys this year, okay? It's just too much. So we did these instead. If you want to make your own ABC scrapbook, that's a great idea. But that's just if you need extra work to do. Okay, so what I did is I brought my cards over from yesterday, and we did these on Zoom. So if you would like to draw a tiger, you could. If you would like to draw a tire, you could. If you'd like to draw tape, you could. If you want to do a turtle, you can. Tent, and you might think of some more, right? Top, spinny top. I think we'll do that one because that's super easy to write. You might want to draw a truck. You could do a teapot. Okay, I'm back to tiger. Now, you know what? My sister's name is Tammy. I could draw a picture of my sister, right? I don't think I'm going to, though, because I'm doing this for you guys. I'm going to do a tiger. I am not the best artist in the world, but a tiger looks kind of like a big cat. So I'm going to pretend like I'm drawing a cat. I'll show you in a minute, boys and girls. I'm looking at this tiger. It has pointy ears. It has kind of a thin eyes and whiskers like a cat. And then it has a long tail and 4 legs. And what's going to make it really look like a tiger is the stripes, right? And when I color it, I could color it orange like a tiger, kind of a yellowish orange with some stripes. You like my tiger? Yeah, I think that looks kind of good. And then I have the card right here. If you don't choose to do tiger and you do your own word, just have Mommy and Daddy help you spell it. Now these lines are a little tricky because you've got top, bottom, and middle, and then you have one down here. This is just for, well, you'll see in a minute because we need to make a G. That's for where to put it when you have a letter that goes underneath the line. So I'm going to go T. Okay, so I want you to try to use the lines, okay? I'm not really checking too much for that because I know it's hard. I, and then we have a G. I'm going to make my G with a magic C. So G is one of those letters that you start with a magic C, come up, down, and now I can go all the way down to that line that's underneath. Some kids get confused because that extra line is there. And then it's a E-R, E-R. Do the best you can. And parents, if your kids need to, you can highlight it and they can trace over it. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and we're gonna do this spinny top. The reason I chose this one is because it's a really easy word to write. We can sound it out. So it's kind of like an upside down triangle, and it spins around and around and around, and I can't wait to color that. I'm gonna color it like a rainbow. And it has a handle, okay? And there you go, that's my spinny top. And it's so easy to spell. You can hear all three sounds. What letter says t, t, t? A T. What letter says ah, ah? Ollie octopus. And what letter says p, p? Pee-wee penguin. T-O-P. So now we have tiger and top. And I think what I want to do is 10, right? You could also do 2. 2 starts with a T. I want to do the number 10. So I start with a 1, add a 0, then we have made the number 10. Well, 2 might be easier because they know how to make a 2, but the reason I chose this is because you can sound it out. What does 10 start with? T, 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 T. And then what do you hear? This is a hard one. Eh, eh, eh. It's not eh, it's eh, eh, eh. L-E, elephant. And what do you hear at the end? 10. My tongue's going here, so it's N. And look, I just did all 3. Now I will go back and color it before I put this picture on the assignment page so you guys can see it. Do you think you have to have the same words as me? Absolutely not. You can come up with your own. You might come up with some really good ones. But can you put the same ones as me just so you know how to spell them? Sure, if you want to. You might want to draw a tent. You might want to draw a turkey. Okay, you decide. So only 3 words. It's not too much. And we are done with both of those pages. Thank you. Good job.